matrix from these two matrices together, it's gonna be simply 0, -1, and 0, and the rest will be the same. Am I right?
Okay.
See, for us, the first row times the first column is gonna be 0. The first row times the second column, it will develop this just only -1. The first row times the last one, it's gonna be exactly 0.
Yeah.
For the second row, there will be no change whatsoever in this matrix. So it will remain 1, 0.
Okay.
The third one will be exactly the same, keeping the third row. So actually, I can now cancel these two matrices, and instead of them, I have this one.
Yes.
Multiplying this one by the third, which is simply gonna be 1, 0, 0, then 0, 1, and 0, then finally 0, -2, and 1. This matrix, in this case, I would recommend that you make the multiplication process. Okay, so I'm gonna make 0 times 1, which is gonna result 0 times 1 equals 0, 0 and 0, so this element equal to 0. 0 times 0 equals 0. -1 times 1, so it will be -1. Then we are multiplying the first row by the second column, so it's 0, -1, and that's it. For the last one, it's gonna be also 0. Multiplying the second row by the first column, so it's gonna lead to 1,
0, 0.
1, and the result is 0. Multiplying this one by that one, also is gonna equal to 0. The second row by the last column, it's gonna be 0. Once more, multiplying the last row by this matrix, it will develop 0, -2, and 1. We are right?
Yes.
Yes, exactly right. So, also this matrix has been taken care of. Well, finally, I will start multiplying by the B matrix, which is 1, 0, and 0, then 0, 1, and 0, then -1, 3, and 0, finally, -2, 1, and 0. Are we right? Yes, exactly right. Okay. The result بتاعت these two matrices هيبدأ يديني مين بقى دلوقتي؟ ال A matrix. معايا يا فراس؟ يلا يا باشا. First row by first column, it's gonna be
0.
0. First row by second column, it's gonna give -1. First row by the second column, it's gonna give
-3.
-3. First row by the third one, it's gonna be -1. Same way like, I will take the second row, multiplying by the first row, which is gonna develop +1. The second row,
0, 0.
the other one is gonna be 0. The second row times this one is gonna develop -1. Are we right?
No, how is it?
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh,
1
yes,
times -1, it's -1. 0, 3, 0, 0.
Yes.
That's it. 1 times -2, so this is only the value that you will see. The last row is gonna be 0 times 1 equal to 0, -2, 0, and so this element is gonna be 0. Then 0, -2, so this element will be -2, and then taking this row multiplied by the last one, 0 times -1, it's gonna be -6.
It's gonna be
So -6.
لا عشان negative
0 times a -1,
Oh, yeah.
-2 times 3, and 1 times 0.
and I multiplied the -2 and -1 sorry.
So we are correct, yes? صح?
Yeah.
Okay. Multiplying the third row by the last column, 0 times -2, -2 times 1, which is gonna lead to -2, 1 times 0. We are in a very good shape. We already have the E matrix, 0, 1, 0, -1, 0, and -2, -3, -1, and -6. We are in a perfect shape. Okay. Now we have the E matrix. What's really interesting in this problem is, as you can see, we succeeded. Okay. We succeeded in getting all what we want by just and simply, just within a second. Now we have the elementary operations, how to order them. This is important. And I wanted to record these operations and how to go through them. Remark that the elementary operations are not related to the last or to the vector spaces. It's related to the operations on matrices and on solving a system of equations that we did previously. معايا خلاص؟ Okay. طيب دلوقتي I want to solve the system. Find a vector x so that b equal 1, 1, and 2, which is simply stand for solve the given system. So I have ax, which equal to what? To b. Okay? Okay. In order to do this, I have to resolve this problem, or simply to do the same operations that we did. أدل B. I'm sorry. أدل B. مش أنا لما اشتغلت على ال A بالرو operations حولتها ل B اللي هي كانت بتدي السولوشن ست مش كده برضه؟ يعني لو أنا اشتغلت بنفس الرو operations اللي أنا عملتهم قبل كده على ال B ده أقدر أجيب الريزلت اللي هو عايزها صح؟ وهم إيه الرو operation كانوا؟ اللي أنا عملتهم على ال A هم التاني اللي هي ال E اللي كانت خلي بالك ديت الاي اللي كانت R1 minus R1 صح؟ بس المرة دي I will make it to act or to be active on B. Okay. Times a second row operation which is simply R1 times R1 instead of R2. And the last operation, what was it? R3 plus 2 over R2. Let's do this on the B. The B, which is simply is 1, 1, and 2. So the effect of the first row operation is multiplying the first row by -1. The second operation will do a replacement between these two rows. So the second operation will be simply 1, -1, and 2. Am I right?
Yes.
And the last operation, on the last one, it's gonna be simply multiplying the second row in 2 and adding it into the third row.
1, -1, 0.
So it's gonna be 1, -1, and 0. Are we right?
Yes.
Yes, exactly right. Okay, let's see. Okay, yes, it's 1, -1, but I have double zeros. Do you know why?
Because we have
Because the system, yes, exactly right. The system contains another row. This system, in order to solve, and this system too, supposed to have a 0 row by the end. Okay?
يعني احنا عملنا غلطة في الأول ولا؟
لا ولا غلطة ولا حاجة. أنت هنا بتحل السيستم بتاعك A 3 equations in how many unknowns? In 4 of them.
Yes.
صح؟ فالسيستم أصلا اللي أنت بتحله بتاع A of X يعني ال A دي عبارة عن 3 times 4. فالX variables دي هي عبارة عن 4 times كام؟ times 1.
اوكي
ماشي؟ وبالتالي الريزلت بتاعت البي بتبقى 3 times كام؟ times 1. يبقى انت لو بتسال على الاكسات اللي تدي لك الفاليوز اللي هي 1 1 و 2 this is for x1 that's for x2 that's for x3 and that's for x4. Okay. Find a vector b so that the solution is 1 0 1 and the -1 which is really very simple. All I have to do is to take this vector and multiply it by a, you will get the result. Okay? يبقى ده for the final. Okay. طيب once more بص على البروبلم. قول لي اعمل. معايا فراس؟ حاول ما تفصلش.
دكتور هو احنا دكتور هل يعني did she make this official ان احنا يكون عندنا triple lecture؟
Okay, let's go through this after we finish. Okay?
Okay, because of my
Okay.
one of my doctors.
Yeah. After we finish.
Okay, sure.
بيقول let T R2 into R3, which is let T such that R2 into R3, which is
Which is
linear transform
okay.
from R2 into R3.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Be defined by the transform is given to you.
Okay.
Can you see the transform? Can you write it on the linear transform if you remember? Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is simply, which is gonna be x plus y, yes? And then we have x minus 2y, then I will have 3y minus x, صح?
Okay.
Okay, which was given by multiplying x and y into a matrix which is supposed to be. Now you have 3 times 1. And this matrix is a 2 by 1. So it should be multiplied by a matrix which is 3 by 2. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The first matrix should contain 1 and 1. This is for the first row. خليك معايا. سيبك من ده. عايز ترد يعني؟ طب رد. اوكي. انا بس عايزك تشوف ازاي انا عملت ده. انا خدت على طول x 1 times x which equal to x 1 times y which is 1. For the second row it's gonna be 1 and negative 2. And for the last one it's gonna be 3 and negative 1. This is actually the matrix A, which is time x, and this is will equal to the transform that moves from R3 into R2. We will find the dimension of the kernel of T. In order to find the dimension of a kernel of T, I will have to solve for A and get the null solution. So all I have to do now is to once more getting the null of A. How to get the null of A? Solve for a homogeneous system.
Okay.
Yeah, that's AX equal to can to 0. So all I have to do is to have 1, 1, and 3, 1, negative 2, and the negative 1, which is simply 0, 0, and 0. I will start with taking the first pivot, which is 1, 1, and 0. Minus 1 plus 1 equal to 0. Minus 1 minus 2 is going to be negative 3. Minus 0 plus 0, which is 0. Multiply by negative 3 plus 3 equal to 0. Negative 3 plus minus 1, so it's going to be negative 4. Negative 3 times 0 plus 0, so it's going to be 0. I will divide on negative 3. So simply I will have
1,
0, 1, and 0. Multiplying by 4 and adding on the last row will make it all zeros. Multiplying by negative 1 and adding on the first row, it's gonna be this 4, which is the null matrix. Yes. Okay. Okay. Now, after getting the reduced form, I have from the system. Okay. Now, as I told you, if I want to solve it, okay, but if I want for this system, okay, this is if I want to solve the system to show the independence, but if I want to get the basis for this system, I will start by separating this system, which is the solution, which is given by x plus y and x minus 2y and 3y minus x in order to get the null of A, which is simply can be the span of the following two vectors after separating them. This is x plus y, and this is x minus 2y, and this is, let's reorder this one, which is going to be negative x plus a 3 over y. So it's going to be x for the first coordinate, x for the second, and the negative x for the third. And this is going to be plus y for the first coordinate, and then negative 2y for the second, and for the third one, it's gonna be 3y, okay? That's the system. Sorry, that's for the span. For the solution set, take x as a common, so it's gonna be 1, 1 and negative 1, plus 1, negative 2 and 3 for the solution set. That's the two main vectors forming the solution set will be formed from the span. This is the null of A as you can see. يبقى انا كل اللي انا عملته ان انا حاولت ان انا احطهم على الفورم اللي هي x بلس y x minus 2y تيك ده وحاولت ان انا تو سيبريت ات، بالتالي هقدر اجيب الفورم بتاعتي اوتوماتيك على طول. طيب بيقول find whether any vector of R3 is an image of some vector, okay, some vector of R2 through T, which means I will need to reverse this transform, which is not gonna be possible. ليه is not gonna be possible؟ لأن علشان أعمل inverse transform يعني عشان أجيب A minus 1 لازم ده يبقى square matrix مش square matrix، بالتالي أنا مش هقدر أجيب مين؟ الانفرس. Okay. This is why it's written it is not, you can't get the R from R2 vice versa, okay? Okay. Now, for the time being, I finished some of the exercises relative to the problems in vector spaces, the null space, row space, and column space. I will need to go with you through a review or overview of our course and then some problems. What's the time now?
It's 1.
Okay, it's 1. And anyhow, we will need, okay, just a second. Okay, to make a minute overview for all the previous sessions. I will take half an hour as a break, and then I will start once more. Thank you very much for following me. Thank you.